Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Here we are discussing on upcoming Champions Trophy 2025. Let us analyze New Zealand team. Before the tournament, they are always considered underdogs, but they punch above their weights and are most consistent team in ICC tournaments, reaching semi-finals and finals on 8 occasions. Let us now take a look at their 15 members squad. We have Santner as the captain, then Henry, Ravinder, Bracewell, Latham, Sayers, Chapman, Mitchell, Smith, Conway, Rolke, Williamson, Ferguson, Phillips, and William Young. Let us now look at their strengths. They have a really good pace attack with Matt Henry, O'Rourke, and Ferguson. They are wicket-taking bowlers and have good variety. They are also an excellent fielding side. They hardly miss any catches and can easily save 20 to 30 runs in field. They also have technically strong batters like Williamson and Tom Latham. Also, Devon Conway, who can play spinners very well and can score consistently. This format is best suited for them. This time, they have stuck with the best playing 11 and avoided nonsense selections. For example, in previous tournaments, we noticed they took players based on names and not performance. Like Tim Southey was always preferred. I really don't get it. He hardly bowls at 125 to 130k and does not trouble any batsman. Similarly, James Franklin was taken as all-rounder. He hardly contributed with the ball. One good thing of they are placed in a very easy group. So against Bangladesh, they will easily win. Against India or Pakistan, if they defeat any one of them, they have got good chance to reach semi-finals. Since Pakistan is very unpredictable side who sometimes beats Australia and on many occasions lose to teams like USA and Zimbabwe. I expect New Zealand to beat Pakistan, but it will be very difficult as Pakistan this time is a very complete side. Now moving to the weaknesses. The main weakness which I see is they don't have Trent Bolt available. This is the first time after many years they will play a major tournament without him. He is the best in the world for taking wickets with the new ball and puts the opposition on the back foot. Secondly, they don't have any quality spinners. All of them, whether Santner, Bracewell, are very average bowlers and don't have any mystery spinners like Rashid Khan of Afghanistan or Kuldeep Yadav of India. So, in middle overs, it will be difficult to take any wickets and control flow of runs. Third, I feel they have too many bits and pieces players, except Williamson and Conway. All others are very ordinary players and really not a match winners. If you look at their batting, Michael Phillips and also the bowling of Santner Henry, they are very okay types players and are generally not going to win the matches single-handedly. Now, what I feel are the missing players which they could have had in the 15. I feel they could have had Adam Milne because he adds an extra pace attack. Because they don't have a good spinner attack, at least they could have had four genuine fast bowlers, which would have troubled the batsman. Or could have requested Trent Bolt to play this tournament as it's a multi-nation tournament and one of the biggest events after the World Cup. So definitely he could have come out of his retirement. He's still bowling in the club cricket and leagues, so he would have been very good. Now let me list out what I consider as the best playing 11. This can differ from my choice and your choice may be different. And it also may change based on the conditions and the pitch. I would suggest you people to give your best choice in the comment section. I will open with Devon Conway and Ravinder, who also have Young in their team, but I don't find him good enough, especially while playing spinners. Plus, Ravinder is pretty good striker of the ball and has been very impressive in the subcontinent conditions. Then at 3 we have Williamson, by far the best batsman in New Zealand, and this is the best format for him as it gives him enough time to settle down and build innings and bat till the end, whereas the other batters can chip around him. At 4, I have considered Tom Latham. Simply because he is very similar to Williamson, can play long innings, play spinners really well, and will not give away or throw away his wickets easily. At 5, we can play Mitchell or Phillips. I would prefer Phillips as he can bowl a bit and can hit big shots and is an excellent fielder. Mitchell has been given many chances by New Zealand and I didn't find him to be very impactful. With the ball, he can hardly touch 120k and is of really no use and cannot be considered as an all-rounder. At 6, we have Mark Chapman, who cements his place. He is one of the best finishers in the world cricket right now. I saw a few of his innings against Pakistan, and he was able to smack some of the best players like Haris Rauf, Shaheen, and Naseem with ease. At 7 and 8, I will have Bracewell and Santner. Both are good with bat and ball. However, if N. Smith is a good all-rounder, he can take Bracewell's place. I have not seen much of him, but he is fast medium, and that will help support other fast bowlers. At 9, 10, and 11, I will have three quicks in Henry. At 9, 10, 11, I will have three quicks in Henry, Ferguson, and Rolke. Henry is very good in the first 4 to 5 overs with the ball. He can move the ball around and swings the ball pretty well. So he can get us some quick wickets. Ferguson is a complete bowler according to me, and I am a really good big fan of him. He has really not lived up to his potential. He can consistently bowl at 145 kilometers and he also has an excellent bouncer and back of the hand and also has variety of tricks and slow ones under his sleeves. Rolke for me is going to be the X factor this time. He is tall, balls at a good pace, and no one has seen him played much of him. In recent test matches he played, he was a leading wicket taker and he really troubled the batsman. My prediction, I feel this time they might not be able to reach the semifinals as they are missing Bolt.